Welcome back to the RV Solar channel, where we are putting a 24 volt Victron solar system in this Alliance Paradigm fifth wheel. It's going to have a solar rack. If you want to see how that all comes together, stick around and watch. My name's Sean. I'll be narrating most of it. My son Levi is helping out, and we also have a familiar face to the channel, Dave. We got him back for a little bit, and let's get to it. Now, those of you who watch the channel quite a bit might notice, why is it back there? Your main shop and work area is in the front, and normally you're doing the work here. Well, we had a kind of an emergency fill-in here because this guy had some travel issues, but he did make it, and we are more than happy to be flexible and make it work here. So let's start with what we know so far. We're going to be putting most of the equipment here. We're putting together a board that's going to have a little notch out for the cord here. So this is the utility side. We're going to put some switches and disconnects here, solar chargers and inverters on that side, leaving most of this area open for storage. And as you can see, Dave and Levi have already done a great job getting 4 Epic batteries put back there. Levi's going to be working on making some jumpers for those. The other thing Dave did, which he did a great job, is reworked the vent tubes here with this white flexible PVC tubing. It's typically used in, I guess, spa and hot tubs. But since it's just vents, got some right angle flexible ends there and rerouted those so we could make use of that shelf back there. Oh. And speak of the devil, there he is. Both of them. You getting those jumpers put together?
I just came out to measure.
All right, all right. Dave, you did a great job back here. Yeah, Dave came up with the idea for that tubing and all that, so that is coming together good. We got to wire those all up, and we're going to be running those cables up through here and over into our inverters and all that stuff. So that is yet to come. Now, over in the front of the compartment here, we are going to be putting a single 100 amp hour or 105 amp hour Epic battery. Now, the reason why we put a 12 volt battery in 24 volt systems is no matter what, we always think you should be able to run your slides, run your jacks. Even if the 24 volt system goes down, you have any problems, you want to make sure you can get out of where you're at to somewhere safe. So I really recommend keeping a 12 volt battery in the system. Now, the other thing we're going to be doing is we're not going to be doing a 24 volt to 12 volt step down. The reason why we're not doing that is because on a system this large, think of it more like an electric generator. You don't have a step down converter for your normal generator, nor do you have it for shore power. This system works the exact same way. Let your converter do its job. It'll keep that battery topped up and ready to go when you need it. And don't worry about keeping it fully charged, because truthfully, lithium is happiest at about 80 to 70% state of charge. So just let it sit there. It's not a big deal. That's my thought on that. All right, here we got my son Levi, who we're calling Shorts All Year guy. Maybe you've seen these people. He's one of them. It appears as though the cold doesn't affect him. I've got a sweatshirt and jeans on, shorts and t-shirt. It's November tomorrow. Anyway, Levi, what are you doing here? And why?
Polishing lugs.
Why are we doing that?
So that the contact, hypothetically, is better.
Let's take a look here. You know, all that texture, that shows where the material was not flat before, and now it is.
Very smooth.
Yes.
Like a butter.
Like a stick of butter. All right. This is also pretty smooth and slick. This is our board that we're putting together. And you can see kind of how it's going to go together. We're going to put these here. These are called Raceway cable trays. It just keeps the wires all kind of nice and neat and hidden without having to secure every single wire down. We like doing this because if you're going to perform any kind of maintenance on this, sometimes the worst is when you got your cables almost too tight. You can't, it's a pain in the butt. So this is, I consider this the better way to go. This is going to be our combiner box because we're doing a 24 volt, or not a 24 volt, but well, it is a 24, but also parallel. So we're going to have a total of 16 wires coming out of here, and they have to be combined in an input and an output set. And then those will continue on to our breaker box up across the ceiling and back side of the coach. So that's going to be happening here. We got our Cerbo GX, 2 solar chargers, Orion XS 1400, so we can charge off of the truck, solar breakers, and we're going to have a DC breaker here too. We want to have those breakers at an easy and accessible place. So stick around if you want to see how this all gets wired, programmed, and eventually in the fifth wheel. Get back to work.
I am.
All right, it's been a couple of days. Had some things go right, some things go wrong, and but we are back at the what is this? It's an Alliance. An Alliance. Putting our rails up on the roof, solar up there. Levi is holding it down, and he's been in charge up here. A couple of things I want to talk about up here, and then we got plenty of things to share down below. How we're installing the batteries. There actually has been a change in the batteries. Getting the board on there, all that stuff. So. But let's talk about some of the rails here real quick. All right, up on the rooftop here, click, click, click. Down through the vent hole came, I don't know, whatever can fit through there. Neither of us, that's for sure.
What?
Neither of us are spring chicken.
Watching my figure.
I know.
I can make it.
Okay.
Dive.
Oh my gosh. So, a couple of things I want to point out here. So, we're getting the rails put on here. And a lot of people ask, what kind of feet do we use? And again, these are the Flashloc Duos. And they have a custom white paint job, which doesn't really stay on all that long because it's powder coated and we're probably not using the right kind of paint. But it looks better from, what do they say? 5 miles an hour and 5 feet away, you can't tell. So that's pretty good. Then the other thing we did is, you notice this roof kind of, it changes angle. It's not completely flat. So what we ended up doing is I just got done doing a relief cut here, and that allows us to better match the angle here. I wanted to do that rather than doing a splice and having a cut there. I don't know. I just thought this would be better. You could maybe do a couple of relief cuts to kind of let it do a little bit more of a bend, but this seems to work okay. And then I'll probably have the boy put another set of feet right there. Or we'll count them. We'll see where we're at. We could also do, I do have some splices. We could splice those together. Maybe that's the way to go. We'll figure it out. Many ways to skin this cat, right, Levi?
What?
You've never heard?
Why are we skinning a cat?
You've never heard that expression?
Why would we do that?
You've never heard the expression? We what?
I thought we should eat them.
Oh my gosh. He's pulling my leg.
Which one?
Okay.
There's 2 of them.
Oh, the other thing we found out, so we are going to be going over the vents here. These particular vents, I think they're the Max Air vents. We tested them. They automatically come up and then they stop when they sense resistance. So we're good there. And we're just clearing the skylight for the bathroom. Plenty of skylight still is going to come in. So taking a shower is going to be enjoyable still as it was before. Levi, I made a little bit of mess with aluminum shavings. Why don't you get rid of that for me?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Take a hit first.
So we got the whole bottom compartment here torn apart. And let's take a look at the battery situation. Currently we have 3 24-volt Epic batteries going with the Lynx distributor set up kind of more like a power in. And we're going to be adding a 4th battery here in a couple of days before this project is done. And we'll talk about why we switched from the 12s to the 24s here. And I would really recommend that this is the way to go. It just, we kind of had an opportunity to do it, so we did it. What else we got going on here? We got our HDMI line run from here. Is it run over there? It's got to be getting close. All right. Dave's working on some of that stuff. We've got the board in. Obviously, you can see that fit really nice there. We got the 6.4 to land still. That's the input and the output of the inverters run to that combiner box there. And we're going to be running those right to our transfer switch here, which there's no generator on this particular RV or travel trailer, 5th wheel. So we're going to be basically using this as a glorified electrical box. We're going to be ignoring the generator prep part, but we'll be using it as like a combining terminal. It'll all make sense. I'll show you how it's being worked. maybe we'll check in with what Dave's doing over here. And Dave's putting in one of the 12 volt Epic batteries as a house battery. And we're doing that on a 24 volt system because it's nice to have a battery that runs all the jacks, all the slides, all that stuff in the event that the 24 volt system stops working. Now, originally we were planning on using just this guy here. And typically, I've seen that run everything without a problem. And for whatever reason, when we tried operating the jacks, when we flipped this thing around, because remember when we started this video, he was faced the other way, it was overcurrenting that little battery. So we stepped it up to that larger battery. And Dave's getting that put in there right now. Here we are. We have got all the solar panels on the roof, but they're not hooked up yet. Wanted to talk about a couple of things more with the racking. One of the advantages with this Unirac system here, as you can see, you get these nice clamps. They are clamped down and they are not going anywhere. The other thing I wanted to say is, see, remember that relief cut we were talking about? See how that's working out? Let's zoom in here a little bit. You can see how it's following the contour of the roof. That's working out really well. And are you just supervising here or what?
Yeah, it's a union job.
Yeah, I have. Okay, hopefully the wind's not too bad. It's picking up. But you can kind of see how things are coming together. And what I just told the boy is he's wiring things up, so I'm going to let him keep doing that. But what I was telling him was we have the back two panels locked in, and to set all the other panels in there and then put the hold down brackets, the end clamps and the mid clamps in. And that way we can check for straightness, and then we can secure them down, and then we're done.
Yeah.
Out of here.
We're done on the roof.
Look at this. Yeah, we're done here. Actually, we're doing pretty well down there too. I went over here to show the sun because it's beautiful in October.
I haven't been down there in days. I sleep.
All right. So here's what the different mounts look like, or the clamps. This is a Unirac end clamp, so it just goes chook. And then this is the mid clamp. And believe it or not, 4 clamps is all it takes to hold them down. And like I said, 4, that's right. 4, and they don't go anywhere. All right, back down on the ground. Maybe we'll check in with Dave, see how things are going there. But check out these. Aren't these just adorable? Little feet on the feet. Love it. Dave's on a break. Oh, look at that. He's got our Dinkle box wired up there with some extra room in case things go sideways. So that's good. We'll take a look at that. And we're about ready to turn it on and then figure out which one of these wires is input and output. And so the output of the inverter system, here's critical. People ask me this all the time. Output of the inverter system goes into the panel. Then we take the wire that used to go to the panel, which is coming from the transfer switch, and that goes back into the inverters to then charge everything. So then when you plug into shore power, the power comes from shore to the inverters, back to the panel, and that's it, and you're done. Look at this in here. So much room for activities. One of the things I wanted to point out here, there's a couple of companies selling these, and I think we do things a little bit different than a lot of them do it. And one of those is we put 2 jumpers in each of these because we could potentially have the full 50 amps flowing or more through each of these terminal blocks. And I think it's a good idea to have both jumpers in there. Just my 2 cents. Doesn't cost that much more to do it. A little bit better. But yeah, it's coming together. We do have the input from the truck DC charging to do yet. A couple other things. We got to ground the system, but everything's coming together. Really, really nice. Love it. Hey, everyone say hi to Dave. He hasn't been around in a while. Look at him go. And anyway, Dave was asking me, just double checking how we're going to connect our shore power here with a transfer switch. And we do that quite a bit. And like I said, there is no generator here, so we don't have to worry about that. And if you look at the cover here, we kind of got to turn it upside down so it matches here. See how the wires are? But this is really what you got to be thinking about, is the output of the transfer switch goes to the panel. And like I said before, the output of the transfer switch goes to the input of the inverters. The output of the inverters then goes spliced in to this old wire here that we're going to disconnect. And we will then put the splice inside this box because there's plenty of room there. And I'll show you how we do that on this one. We're hoping to get those WAGO connectors. We just don't have them yet. They're on the way. But the way we're going to do it here today is also a very good solution. Also, we are a very dog-friendly channel. And right here, we have Bear and Zuki. And they are just having a great time doing whatever dogs do. I don't know what they're arguing over, but I think for them, arguing is most of the fun, or playing. They're just having a good time. So, we'll check in with them later. As for us, it's back to work. All right, we've been hard at work here, and we're pretty much done. Figured we'd show you where we're at. How we got this 24 volt system up and running. Did a couple of extras, ran a Starlink cable underneath and have an interesting little mount there. Maybe you want to check out if you do an external mounted Starlink. We'll show you up on the roof how the rack system turned out. And of course inside the bay, all cleaned up, all the mess is gone. And just a couple other little things. So come on, let's check it out. Check this out. Oh, this is amazing. Love it. Got solar breakers, our main disconnect, the XS 1400 for charging from the truck, 2 solar chargers, and Cerbo GX, of course, the combiner box, and the links distributor. And of course, 2 MultiPluses in parallel on 24 volts. It's a really good way to go. We ran all the cabling up through here. Coming through the wall here, I got a couple of cables I want to talk about. We of course have our positive for the Orion XS going to the fifth wheel hitch area there, but we also have this other red line here, and that is the we connected that to the auxiliary port in the links, or not the links, the smart shunt, to measure the starter battery, or in this case the 12 volt system. Just keep an eye on that. Then here, this is how, where do we got it here? Yep, we got, there it is, Got the Anderson connector here. So connect that into the bed of the truck. And this system's charging, going down the road from the alternator. Now, over on this side here, let's talk about, we ran an Ethernet cable, the Starlink Ethernet, down through the floor with some foam in there to seal it up. Down underneath here, Levi ran that and did a great job. And then we put this little stainless steel port on here. See the back of it there. So just ran that into there. There it is. See a little Ethernet port right there, weather protected and everything. If people are interested, I can put a link to that, but I think that is a pretty good solution. And then the customer's just putting their Starlink on a pole up there, and away that goes. Speaking of up there, let's go take a look. We have had a little bit of November rain, so panels got a little bit of rain, but we're producing some power. We'll go downstairs here in a moment and see exactly how much power, but you can probably start to see why we really like these rack systems, and maybe I would say we've been accelerating. We've been doing more and more of them. So if you're interested in this, check us out at sotasolar.com, SOTASOLAR.com. Like, let's see if we can get this. Like my sweatshirt there. That is how this turned out. We've got 6 panels on this side, 6 on this side, wired in sets of 2 all the way down. And we ended up doing a hybrid on this one. This was kind of Levi's idea, and I think it was the right way to go. Where the array is split in 2s, so each 2 panels work together. And if shading happens on any one of these 2, it just knocks out it and its buddy, just 2. But then we split the array front to back as well. So if the back half is shaded, the front half can work really well. Whereas a lot of times we'll do one controller on one side and one on the other. As far as the wiring goes, with the two different ways that we did it here, I would say we're splitting hairs on the differences. If, let's say, previous customers watching this and we wired it one way, I wouldn't have anxiety about that. We're talking about maybe 1 to 2% difference, if that, but it's just kind of different things we're experimenting with. The important thing is that we're getting the voltage up there and we're running the panels in sets of 2. When you start having to go sets of 3 or 4, you run into way more shading issues, and that's why we like these 24 volt or 44 or 45 volt VOC panels. And you got to look for that. Most of the RV panels that you look out there, they're called 12 volt panels, which run at 22 or so volts, and that's not what you want. Rich Solar, company we work with, almost not exclusively, but those are the panels we use, and they run at those higher voltages, and that's why we like them. Oh, look at that. There's Bear and Suki hanging out with the customer. Oh, and there those boys go. They're playing with a football. So, yeah, this is not going anywhere. I like to, oh yeah, doing the old dad test on there, making sure nothing goes anywhere. Whew. It's getting cold out there, so I'm going to close the door. Let's take a look at how the screen turned out here. So that's doing its job. We're running the heater right now just to pull the battery down a little bit to get the new battery put in parallel with it. And you can see the weather outside. It is pretty overcast, but we're still getting 215 watts. Let's see, split across them both. That's pretty close. That's kind of what we're looking for, is both of the arrays to be pretty well matched. And here's the unique thing here, what we did back here is we ended up doing this kind of arrangement, and what we ended up doing was actually made this HDMI cable and this USB extension here sacrificial, because they are going to move and stress quite a bit. I don't want this cable to get stressed, so it's pretty much locked in there securely, but these can be replaced. And to do that, you'd have to take this out and or this out. This is where the old generator start used to be, and we added a Starlink on-off switch for that. So that's why that would work, but Starlink's currently off. So that's kind of what we did there. We did have to fish the line down through here and into there, and it wasn't too bad. So like usual, we ran a USB to, or 12 volt to USB adapter to power the screen, and that's what this connected to. We're not running that all the way back to the Cerbo. With these 7-inch screens, I would recommend you do that. We have had the 7-inch screens burn out the Cerbo if you run them on an extension, so I would not recommend you do that. Well, there it is. It's all done, and thank you for following along and watching what we do. If this is something you want done on your RV or whatever you got, ice house, bus conversion, ambulance conversion, we got one of those coming up here soon. Check us out at, let's see, there's a new sweatshirt the Mrs. Sota Solar made for me. Spelled like this, Sota Solar. So, yeah, check us out there and we will help you out. And also a reminder, down in Arizona, we're doing installs down there, JD's down there, preparing, getting it done. Be looking for videos from him as well. So, anyway. Hey, Bear, come here. Bear, come here. We will see you next time. There he is. Oh. He got me. Oh, we didn't get enough Bear in this episode, did we? No, we didn't. Oh, yeah. He needs some snuggles, don't he? Oh, you gotta stay down, bud. Yeah. All right. We will see everybody next time.